Stalin, 1903. He still goes by the name Zhugashvili. He is 25. Between two jail stints, he joins the most extreme branch of the underground Socialist Party, the Bolsheviks. At the helm of this faction is Lenin, still in exile and as impassioned as ever. In Social Democrat meetings outside of Russia, Lenin confronts the Menshevik minority, more moderate than the Bolshevik majority. Lenin singles out Zhugashvili and supports his rise to the head of the Bolsheviks from the Caucasus. Lenin appreciates his Marxist sectarianism and, most of all, his financial contribution to the Bolshevik cause. This contribution comes from what is euphemistically referred to as expropriations, bank robberies. In Joseph Zhugashvili's eyes, these armed assaults are completely legitimate because his Marxist project is above the law. The end justifies the means. The most notorious of these holdups was recreated during the Soviet era. The attack on the Central Bank of Tiflis cash escort on June 12, 1907, organized by the future Stalin. The total spoils come to the equivalent of 6 million euros. But 5 men die and 16 are wounded during the operation. Many socialists condemn these criminal acts. Zhugashvili defends himself. We must continue to break the law until the revolution. To respect the law would mean to become normal. Only armed struggle can conquer Tsarism. In Baku, he begins to racketeer with Voroshilov, secretary of the Oil Workers' Union. Now he controls 50,000 men. He extorts the rich industrial powers by threatening to strike or to set fire to their wells. He regularly changes his appearance. He becomes one of Georgia's godfathers of crime. He deserves his alias, Stalin, Man of Steel. He is 30 and his sexual appetite is insatiable. His eyes are full of fire, according to one of his young conquests. His dangerous underground existence isn't conducive to family life. Nonetheless, in between 2 arrests, he meets a pretty seamstress, Ekaterina Svanidze. He is so smitten that for the first time, not only does he accept getting married, but he agrees to a church wedding. But 3 years later, she dies of tuberculosis at the age of 22. Remembering her, he says, "This woman knew how to melt my heart of stone." She gave him a son, Yakov, who Stalin even allows to be baptized. He cannot care for the child. Yakov is raised by his Georgian grandparents. Once he is in power, Stalin reclaims his son. Yakov is close to Stalin's bodyguard, Nikolai Vlasik. 1941, Yakov, an artillery lieutenant, is captured by the Germans. Capturing Stalin's son is an exceptional war trophy. When Stalin hears the news, he puts his own decree into effect and has Yakov's wife arrested and separated from his daughter. Yakov's interrogation by the Germans provides them with one essential piece of information. Yakov, who his father has never really loved, confides, "My father is afraid of the Russian nationalist movement. The creation of a Russian government hostile to Stalin could pave the way for a swift German victory." A report is immediately sent to Marshal von Bock, who passes it on to Hitler. This revelation could very well provide the Führer with the means to win the war by eliminating communism in the vast territory he already controls, by re-establishing the right to private ownership and freedom of religion.